So, disaster relief, this is a falsehood. Disaster relief funds used on immigrants illegally in the U.S. The fact is, no money is being diverted from response needs. That's the fact. It's just categorically false. No, Biden did not take FEMA relief money to use on migrants. So FEMA regional administrators have been meeting with city officials on site to coordinate available federal support from FEMA and other federal agencies. Funding is also available through FEMA's emergency food and shelter program to eligible local governments and non-for-profit organizations upon request to support humanitarian relief for migrants.
So now the White House says that for those cities that they know are receiving an influx of migrants, that includes New York City, as you just said, Chicago, and here in Washington, D.C., there is somebody from FEMA, that federal emergency management agency, ready and willing to really help those cities when it comes to management of these influx of migrants, including reimbursing some of those cities. That's a part of the kind of the response that the White House is now giving.
Now we're sending aid to Rwanda, Lebanon, Iran, Israel. But how many of those places send aid to Americans when we need it? When Hurricane Helene hit, was there any places having, prayers for Americans? Hey, yo, what's goody? This election season has been anything but a normal one. All right, we had President Biden dropping out in the witching hours to Kamala Harris becoming the nominee without receiving, any rightful votes during the primary. 2 assassination attempts on former President Trump's life. I've never seen an election season like this. All right, and this is my first time as a creator covering an election season, and I mean, it's been crazy. If it's your first time, welcome. Other than that, welcome back. Under 800 gang, I appreciate y'all for real. Now, one of the biggest things I see coming out of the current administration in the White House is that they're calling a lot of the information that is being put out on social media that it's misinformation. We're seeing regular everyday Americans going into these places in Georgia or in North Carolina and all these places affected to try to give some sort of aid because the federal government, and according to Kamala Harris herself, doesn't have anything to give these people besides $750.
And the federal relief and assistance that we have been providing has included FEMA providing $750 for folks who need immediate needs being met.
Hurricane Helene was probably one of the worst hurricanes to hit since Katrina. Some people are saying that it may have even been worse. All right, and you still have a lot of people that are still out there. They're missing. There are people out there with no running water, no internet, no electricity, but here we have this administration once again showing that it is America last. As we are in the middle of recovering from Hurricane Helene and preparing for Hurricane Milton to come, here we go again, sending money to more places. All right, we're sending money to Lebanon now. We're sending money to Rwanda.
And the Biden-Harris administration is working closely with the government of Rwanda. The United States has committed to making nearly $11 million available to address urgent health needs in Rwanda and surrounding countries.
$11 million to Rwanda. When is this administration going to stop trying to be caretakers of the world and start actually giving a damn about Americans in America? All right, we were devastated by a natural event, a natural disaster where Americans are, some of these towns are completely underwater. They're wiped out. It's going to take years to bring them back. And here we go again. We sending money here, sending money there. 11 million to Rwanda. We got another 157 billion, I believe it is, going to Lebanon. To these politicians, the American taxpayer dollars mean nothing. It is an endless pit that they could keep on writing blank checks for.
But instead, people want to do disinformation, misinformation, which is dangerous. Because then when folks on the ground hear that, they may not want to ask for the help that they need. That is there for them. That's our focus here.
And this is what I've noticed throughout this whole election season, okay? Anytime that there is something that the right or Trump puts out, the left is quickly trying to call it misinformation and it's fake news, all right? And they're acting like if the internet doesn't exist. All right, we've been told since we were little kids that if you put something on the internet, it's there forever, and people are pulling receipts. Okay, we've seen where there have been articles where FEMA told us that, hey, they're diverting money to give it to immigrants, to send to these cities to help with the immigrants, with sheltering them, with feeding them, with giving them extra money. They're going into all of these funds to help out people in the country illegally. Okay, we're sending all this aid all around the world. Who aren't we sending money to at this point? But it's like they want us thinking that like we living in a psyop or something, or like, what is that thing called, the Mandela effect? Where I think that's the thing where like you think that something was what, like the Berenstain Bears, how it was spelled. That's what they want us to believe is going on.
Playing a pivotal role in our shelter and services program that is poised to distribute $363 million to cities and communities in need of funding.
We do not have the funds. FEMA does not have the funds to make it through the season.
Well, the articles are out there and people are not falling for it anymore.
President Biden is fond of saying, show me your budget and I will tell you what you value. If he's got money for people in Lebanon right now, without Congress having to come back, what does it say about his values? There's not enough money right now for
His
people
values,
in North Carolina who need it. That's not misinformation.
Wait, no, people are deciding not to.
President Biden sent a letter to Congress that there's not enough money to help people in
We're
North
talking
Carolina.
about the SBA disaster loan.
That's
yes.
money for people in North Carolina.
And that's important, and people in North Carolina need that.
That is a lie. All right? You got to think about it. These people, some of them still don't have power. Some of them still don't have access to the internet. How would they apply? And I'm seeing stories where people are applying and they're being denied. Check this out.
Meets with a FEMA person, applies for everything she doesn't get the $750 that Kamala says that she's supposed to get, gets approved for $300 for personal items. What is that going to do? That's literally what she got. Her entire first floor is wiped out. We hauled everything off. It's gone. So what is FEMA? And being a mayor,
so they didn't even give her the full $750.
They didn't even give her $750. Denied the $750.
They gave her $300.
They gave her $300. That won't even cover what's in the refrigerator.
Now that's going to be Newland Mayor in North Carolina that's claiming his daughter was denied $750 from the FEMA relief payment, even though her home was wiped out. So Americans getting nothing. And he's a politician at that, so he might be able to have a little bit of pull, you know, similar to what Hunter Biden gets from Joe Biden being his father. In closing, I want to say, what is Karine Jean-Pierre wearing right here? I've been trying to figure out what is she thinking that she is in a 1950s mob movie or something, and she forgot her hat or something. Like, what is she wearing here? Also, this current administration continues to drop the ball. All right, as we come closer to the election, which is less than a month as of the recording of the video, you think that Kamala Harris would be doing everything that she can to at least put on an act like if she gives a damn about what Americans are going through. But you have people excited to go vote for Kamala Harris, thinking that when she becomes president, it's going to be any different. Okay, we've seen how the world has unraveled since this administration has taken over. Okay, and then people thinking, oh, Kamala Harris is going to do it from Joe Biden because she's the vice president, she's not the president. They've said the entire 4 years that they've been working together on all these policies and stuff. Remember, she was the tie-breaking vote in all of these bills and stuff like that, including the Inflation Reduction Act or something along those lines, which ended up increasing our inflation through the roof. What do you think about the people that have been affected by Hurricane Helene and what's going on in North Carolina, Florida, the whole southeast region of the country? Do you have any family there? Have they been able to recover? Were they not badly hit? Were they hit beyond, belief that the town is gone in some of these places? Interested to know. And now, as the same region of the country gears up for Hurricane Milton to make landfall within a few hours, hopefully it's not as bad, but it's been projected to be even worse. How will this administration handle the situation? Will they do any better than they did, or will Americans once again be the last ones to receive any sort of aid? Now we're sending aid to Rwanda, Lebanon, Iran, Israel, but how many of those places send aid to Americans when we need it? When Hurricane Helene hit, was there any places having prayers for Americans or prayers for that? I didn't see any of that. I didn't see Canada putting up those things. I didn't see Germany putting up those tweets and making them go trending. I didn't see any place, Finland, whatever places that these people think are these great utopias, they didn't put up one prayer post for us. Well, maybe they did. But did they send any aid that raised millions and millions of dollars? I doubt it. And our own federal government can't get these people money. By the way, prayers to everybody that's been affected by Hurricane Helene. You know, rest in peace to anybody that's lost their lives during that hurricane. You know, prayers to the families. And hopefully it doesn't repeat itself. Hopefully it's able to just go right over the peninsula and get right back into the Atlantic, and that would be a great thing, you know, and just stay going that way. The worst thing that I guess it could do is if it takes a trajectory where it makes landfall and then just continues to go north. That would be the worst thing, or it just goes in here and just destroys in the Louisiana, northern Florida region. But we'll see. Hopefully, you know, you guys are bunkered down and hunkered in, or whatever they say down there. Really don't got too much more to say on it. Till the next video, y'all be safe and stay wavy.